Alright, so this video will be going over variables and data types. So to start with variables, I've listed the definition here from Wikipedia. An abstract storage location paired with an associated symbolic name which contains some known or unknown quantity of data or object referred to as a value. Now, let me explain this in English. Basically, a variable is a container of information or data, right? Now let me show you an example. Let's say I wanted to store the number 5 in a variable, or local number is equal to 5. This is how you write a variable. Number is storing 5. So then on the next part of the definition it says, with an associated symbolic name. What this refers to is the fact that you can name a variable anything. And you're probably also confused about the local. Don't worry about that right now. Just know that you have to put local in front of before a variable name. So with the name, you can name it anything. You can name it number, you can name it hello, you can name it anything, right? And so the variable anything, I'm going to change it back to number because I feel like it's confusing. It's now containing 5. So you guys should know what printing is. That was in my second video. So now if we click run and we print out the variable number, you'll see it'll print what it's storing, which is 5. Now we can change this. We can store it. You can see it says which contains some known or unknown quantity of data or object referred to as a value, or object referred to as a value. Now what it means by that is a variable can store anything. It can store an instance. So if we have a part, the variable can store this part. And it printed the variable. And if I click what it prints, you see it's referring to the part. Alright, so now I want to go over data types. Here I've listed 3 variables with 3 different data types. The first one being a number value, which is any number like, for example, 10 or 100 or 50.5. They're all number values, okay? Next we have this string data type, which is anything surrounded by quotation marks, just as before when we saw hello world inside print. The hello world is a string because it's surrounded by quotation marks. And remember, if I was to do this, is this a string or not? This is a string. This is not a number value. This is a string value because the number is surrounded by quotation marks. If I was to get rid of those, now it's a number. You can see it changes. It's like, it gives a good indication because of the color that it puts it. The next data type is the bool data type. This boolean or bool is either a true or a false, and that's it. And lastly, I want to go over nil. When your variable stores nothing inside of it, so it's referencing nothing, you may think, well, what will it do? The answer is that it'll store a value called nil. Nil basically means nothing. If you've coded in another language, you'll be familiar with that. If you've never coded before, you must learn that nil means nothing. You can assign it nil manually if you want to, but if a variable is empty, it will just say nil. And keep in mind, that is different from an empty string. You can have an empty string. So this variable is referencing a string that is empty. So if I print variable, you'll see it prints literally nothing, um, as opposed to nil. So make sure you know those differences. And then finally, I just want to mention again that variables can store anything. They can store a part. They can store a player. They can even store a script. Anything, doesn't matter. A little cool thing you might want to use in the future as well is type of. Now what this does is it allows you to print or get the type of data that a variable is storing. So if I print type of number data type, it's going to print number. Cool. If I print string data type, you can probably guess what it'll print. String. So yeah, type of is cool if you're unsure of what data a variable is storing. Lastly, I want to reiterate that you can name variables anything. I can name this sausage. Is that how you spell sausage? I think so. You can name this balloon. You can name this orange, right? It doesn't matter. You can name anything. And it will still work. When I print balloon, balloon is a variable, balloon is assigned to the string words mate. And so when I print balloon, it will just print words mate. There you go. So yeah, that's all for variables and data types. If you're enjoying the series so far, like the video, comment, subscribe, turn the bell on, and let me know in the comments any feedback. Let me know in the comments if you have questions for anything. Join the Discord that I've linked below. And yeah, see you guys later.